Okay, so I think we can all agree that Twitter is a horrible social media platform. From its toxic echo chambers and political zealots to overly sensitive 15-year-old furry artist girls, the thriving community of pedophiles, and people who think that there's infinite genders. Twitter is a breeding ground for drama, controversy, and general nastiness. It's one of the worst social media platforms on the entirety of the internet, with a level of toxicity that rivals even places like Tumblr and 4chan. But of course, I'm not going to be talking about any of those lovely people. If you read the title, you know exactly what I'm going to be talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past God knows how long, a terrifying new breed of Twitter thought has appeared on the website. Go onto Twitter, and if you browse through enough hashtags and explore around enough, you will inevitably find one of these disgusting things. Normally it'll be some attractive woman, and she'll post everything from her in an overly skimpy outfit to very explicit images of her, with no sort of censorship at all, invariably to promote her OnlyFans. Because let's be honest here, that's the only social media platform that these type of people are welcome on at this point. These people also usually come off as super greedy, rude, and entitled. They know that they can be as mean as they want, and no one will care, because they know exactly why people are looking at their page. No matter how bad they act, they'll still get an OnlyFans donation from some horny 17-year-old boy who stole his mom's credit card, or some 50-year-old man who got divorced and is looking for a way to be an actually useful, functioning member of society. Okay, so there's a bunch of Alinity clones on Twitter. This isn't too bad, right? Well, you are sorely mistaken, my friend, because that is only the tip of the iceberg. It gets way, way, way worse. If you thought a bunch of nude Alinity clones were bad enough, I'm sure you'll be absolutely delighted to know that there is an entire all-you-can-eat buffet of hardcore porn on Twitter. Everything from just regular porn to fetishy incest and bestiality blogs, it's all there. There's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of these accounts posting and retweeting this nasty stuff on a daily basis. And what makes this so much worse is that Twitter is actually fine with all of this highly NSFW, in some cases illegal, content on the site. They even say in their TOS that pornographic material is 100% okay on Twitter. Now, why do I think all this is so bad? What exactly is my problem with this stuff? Am I just a sexophobe? A 9-year-old scared to be robbed of my sweet, sweet purity? A Christian? Well, I'll tell you my problem with this stuff. The minimum age of requirement for joining Twitter is 13. Not 16, not 18, but 13. So Twitter is exposing this material to young kids who probably haven't even had the puberty talk yet, much less the birds and the bees, which is terrible judgment on Twitter's behalf. Now, it isn't technically illegal for kids as young as 13 to watch pornography, but it sure as hell is frowned upon. Notice how every site that has porn, except Twitter, has some sort of 18 plus age verification to keep it away from the pure, clean eyes of a child. And contrary to popular belief, 13-year-olds definitely aren't emotionally mature enough to be seeing that kind of stuff. Teenager maturity is always being talked up, making teens look super smart and mature, when in reality they are absolute dumbasses. Trust me, I would know, as I am one myself. Now, Twitter does kinda, sorta have a way to prevent you from seeing this stuff, but it really doesn't work. I'm sure all of you guys know about the sensitive content setting. Twitter's pathetic attempt at filtering this stuff out, and it's only partially effective. I mean, I have this setting on, and I'm under 18, and I still stumble upon the titty territory way too much. And even so, I'm sure that any kid under the age of 18 who's into seeing this stuff would turn the sensitive content setting off. It's pretty easy to turn it off. You just go into the settings and untick a box. The only other way to filter a post with explicit content is for the user to flag it as such. And Twitter trusting all these porn accounts to police themselves is basically like a cop catching a murderer red-handed and then saying, hey, could you please step into this jail cell? I mean, like, you don't have to, but it's always an option, okay? Chances are they probably aren't going to do it. So I see three options for Twitter. A, they can change their TOS to be 18 instead of 13, which probably would not do one hell of a lot, as a lot of these people would probably just remake their accounts with 18 instead of 13. And even if these people didn't, according to Twitter's own stats, approximately 38% of everyone on Twitter is under the age of 18. So Twitter would be losing over 1/3 of their users. It'd probably also ruin their reputation, as they'd be known as that site that raised their age limit to protect their porn community. Which makes me wonder, is Twitter making money from all these porn accounts? I mean, the porn industry makes billions upon billions of dollars, and I can't think of any other reason for why Twitter would allow this NSFW content onto the same site that is used by kids who are barely classified as teenagers. Okay, so the second solution. Twitter walls off all this content from people who are under 18. Now, this is probably the solution that Twitter would most likely use if they actually took action on this. However, they would probably use a bot to detect this stuff, which most likely wouldn't work half the time, and would just spend the other half jerking off to its own discoveries, so... Okay, now last option. And this is the one that I hope Twitter actually adds, which is obviously just completely getting rid of all porn on the site. And for all you people who are like, come on, let these people do what they want. These horny creeps and greedy thoughts have many other places to go, like Pornhub and OnlyFans, where all that stuff is welcome. But porn shouldn't be on Twitter, where it can be exposed to minors. It's just so wrong that Twitter thinks that it's acceptable to have large quantities of porn on the same site, where a large percentage of kids are around the age of 13, and let's be honest, quite a few of them are under. I just can't believe that a massive corporation doesn't realize this. Instagram, which too has an age requirement of 13, has pretty strict policies against porn. Tumblr purged all the porn off of its site back in 2018. In fact, a lot of the Twitter thoughts that have popped up recently actually state that they are either from Tumblr or joined in December of 2018 when Tumblr banned porn. YouTube has always been against porn, and anyone would be hard-pressed to find a lick of it on YouTube. Twitter, you're the only site that still thinks that porn and young teenagers are a good mix. Don't be a safe haven for these people. Come on, guys. You're being gross. Clean up your fucking act.
She was an OnlyFans girl showing titties to the world, and she blow all of the money on some diamonds and some pearls. All these horny ass dudes chasing us just like a squirrel, keep on paying for her pictures and it makes me wanna hurl. Okay, like damn, shawty, why you telling lies? You've been getting rich, well.